Now, once again, Raymond Arroyo.
Welcome back to The World Over. With the Supreme Court's landmark decision legalizing gay marriage in the United States, how might religious believers be impacted? Or will they? Here to discuss is Archbishop William Lori of Baltimore, chairman of the U.S. Bishops Ad Hoc Committee on Religious Liberty. He joins us from Baltimore. Archbishop, thanks for being with us.
Nice to be with you, Raymond.
Now, this is the law of the land, gay marriages now. Where do you go from here, and how do you operate in this landscape?
It seems to me that the first challenge is to teach, and to reach our people, to explain what marriage authentically is in the eyes of God, the eyes of the church, and why it is important, to express our concern for children and their need for a male and a female role model growing up, and to understand the complementarity of the sexes. So the first thing is evangelization. The second thing, I think, is to simply look at the new legal landscape and to see what maneuvering room there is. I think we have to adopt the attitude of Thomas More. St. Thomas More did not rush to the gallows. He advanced cleverly, I might add, every defense that he could before he was martyred. And I think we have to look at every possibility that might exist so that we might at least carve out for church ministries the freedom to bear witness, the freedom to be able to do them according to our own lights, to hire for mission, to give benefits in accord with our teaching, and to be able to promote authentic marriages between one man and one woman in a way that is unfettered by the state and is not considered to be hate speech.
Archbishop, what do you fear most about this ruling? Before the Supreme Court weighed in, you said this raises enormous freedom of religion issues, such as?
Well, for one thing, one worry is how or what basis it might be decided upon. If, for example, it were to be decided that those who hold for marriages between one man and one woman do so with no rational basis, but instead have a bias or an animus against persons of a homosexual inclination, well, obviously that sets the church's teaching up as being bigoted, as being an instance of unjust discrimination, and certainly that's not the side of the law we want to be on. But even if it's decided on some other basis, I can imagine that it will affect our ability to hire for mission. For example, to be able to hire in various types of church ministries those who follow the church's teaching and their lifestyle and in what they personally believe and profess. It will also affect things like the kinds of benefits we give to employees.
Any concern that this could impair the tax status of the church, the tax-free status?
I'm glad you brought it up, because when this was argued before the Supreme Court, Justice Alito said to the Solicitor General, to Verrilli, he raised the whole issue about the tax exempt status of church ministries and nonprofits. And the Solicitor General gave us no comfort. He didn't say, no, that's not an issue. He said, that's an issue. That's a question. So, of course, there's a lot to be worried about here and to pray for.
What does this gay marriage ruling mean to the church's understanding of marriage, and what challenge does it present to the Catholic Church?
Well, it would not alter the church's understanding of marriage. Not even the High Court can redefine marriage any more than the High Court could say that a child in the womb is not a child. Marriage is God's gift. Marriage between a man and a woman is what it is. And so I think we would have before us, as we already do, an enormous challenge in the area of evangelization, evangelizing about family life and marriage, what it really is. But secondly, we would now do so in an atmosphere that would be, I would have to say, legally extremely difficult.
I want to shift gears for a moment. This is the 4th annual Fortnight for Freedom. You just inaugurated it the other day. Tell me what is different about this year's Fortnight for Freedom, and what are you calling on the public to do?
What's different about this year's Fortnight for Freedom is certainly the theme, which is the freedom to bear witness. It's very apropos of our discussion right now. It's the ability of the church in her ministries right now to be able to bear witness to all that the church believes and teaches, not only in how we worship, but also in how we run our ministries and how we hire for mission. The other thing, however, we've done this year is to link domestic challenges to religious freedom with the overt persecution that's going on all around the world. In a way, we're kind of looking to the martyrs across the world who are losing their lives for their Christianity, and we're saying, you know, they're teaching us about religious freedom. They're teaching us that we should cherish and love religious freedom and not let it slip through our fingers. It's a very powerful theme, I would think.
In your homily, you said you called on people to allow Christ to awaken our faith and stir us to action. How so?
Well, first of all, it seems to me that religious freedom is under such challenge because so many people are no longer practicing their faith, their connection to not only the Catholic Church but other churches is much looser. If 30, 40, 50% of Catholics went to church every Sunday, we wouldn't be having these challenges. So the first challenge always is evangelization. But secondly, those who have a strong, active, vibrant faith, I think we should recognize that we have an obligation to be informed about the issues, and they are many. And then we should, as good citizens and believers, be out there speaking to our elected representatives and our appointed officials. If our voice isn't heard, this will keep going the wrong way.
Thank you, Archbishop Lori, for taking the time to join us. The Fortnight for Freedom is currently underway. It ends on July 4th.